Imagine, it's 8 in the morning, a bright classroom, dozens of children's eyes looking at you with adoration. You are a teacher, pouring your heart into the next generation. Now imagine, it's 11 at night. The same city, but you're looking at it through the windshield of an old car. A new order flashes on your rideshare app. You're the same person, but this is your second life, just to pay for the first. This is Elena's story, and she is not an exception. She is a symptom. Elena is not alone. Right now, millions of people, after working their 8-hour main job, are starting a second shift. Nurses, engineers, cultural workers. This isn't a side hustle for a new phone. It's a second job for survival. It's a phenomenon with a name. Working poverty. A paradox of the 21st century, where a 40-hour workweek is no longer enough just to live. To make this less abstract, here are the numbers. According to the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics, almost 8 million Americans hold multiple jobs. And the International Labor Organization estimates that hundreds of millions of people worldwide fall into the category of the working poor. This is the population of several major countries, running a second marathon every day just to stay at the starting line. What broke in the system? In this video, we won't just sympathize. We will dissect the mechanism of this trap. We will highlight 3 silent killers of your income that aren't discussed in the news. We will calculate the biological price your body pays for overwork. And most importantly, we will figure out why even those who feel stable today are at risk. Watch until the end to get a financial self-defense protocol. In science, this is called allostatic load, the wear and tear on the body caused by chronic stress. We will show how a second job literally scrapes your blood vessels and brain at a cellular level. So, what is working poverty? Formally, it's when a person works full-time or more, but their income is still at or below the poverty line. But essentially, it's a social contract that has been broken. The promise that honest labor guarantees a decent life no longer holds true. And now we'll examine the exact moment this promise turned into a deception. Imagine society as an escalator that is supposed to carry you upwards. The phenomenon of working poverty is when that escalator starts moving downwards. And now you have to run up the steps with all your might just to avoid sliding to the very bottom. Once the math was simple. 8 hours for work, 8 for rest, 8 for sleep. This formula was made standard not by a philanthropist, but by a pragmatist, Henry Ford. He understood. A rested worker assembles a car faster, and a worker with money and free time buys that very car. It was a closed loop of mutual benefit. One salary meant a house, a car, a family vacation. Not a dream, but the standard package of life. Then, around the 1980s, this loop broke. Imagine 2 graphs that ran hand in hand for decades: productivity growth and wage growth. Suddenly, one of them, the wage graph, almost flatlined. The second, productivity, continued to soar. This was the moment of deception. We became more efficient, creating more value, but our share of that pie remained the same. Economists call this the Great Decoupling. Since 1979, productivity has grown by 61%, while hourly pay has increased by only 17%. Trillions of dollars simply didn't reach people's pockets. Let's conduct an experiment right now. Think about your parents at your age. How many hours did they need to work to pay for housing, food, and bills? Now look at yourself. Are you putting in the same effort to get the same result, or more? You know the answer without graphs. Step by step, the system restructured. 2 incomes in a family became a necessity, not a choice. Then 1 job and a side hustle. Today, 2 full-time jobs. The trap has sprung. We work twice as much to maintain a standard of living that our parents achieved with a single income. But it's not just about this gap between labor and pay. 3 silent income killers, about which no one warned, have entered the game. Killer number 1, basic needs inflation. We're told about a general 5 to 7%, but that's a deceptive figure. It's like the average temperature of the hospital that hides a fever in vital organs: housing, healthcare, and education. The cost of these 3 pillars has grown many times faster than wages. This isn't the kind of inflation you can escape by foregoing a new phone. This is inflation that eats away at the foundation of your life. You could call it life shrinkflation. Just like a bag of chips where there's more air and less product, your nominal salary might increase, but its real purchasing power for key assets falls catastrophically. Imagine two graphs over the last 20 years. The growth of the average salary is a gentle, almost flat hill. Next to it are three Everests: the cost per square foot of housing, the price of basic health insurance, and a year of university tuition. That's the chasm you're trying to bridge with a second job. The second killer is the debt economy. The system changed the rules. You used to save, now you borrow. Mortgages, car loans, credit cards, these have become the norm. But credit isn't just debt. It's selling your future labor to the bank, with interest. A second job is often needed not for living, but for servicing debts from a past life. In essence, credit is a time machine working in reverse. You get benefits from the future today, but in return, you send huge chunks of your future labor back to the bank. Now let's look at this through the system's eyes. For the economy, a person with two jobs and debt is an ideal citizen. They consume, pay interest, and have no time or energy to ask questions. They are efficient but quickly burning fuel. This perspective is cynical, but it explains why the system is not in a hurry to fix itself. And finally, killer number 3, the precarization of labor. A new social class has emerged, the precariat. These are freelancers, couriers, the self-employed, people without stable employment. Flexibility and freedom turned out to be beautiful wrapping for total insecurity. Companies shifted all risks onto you: sick leave, vacations, taxes. Your second job is most often precisely this type of precarious employment. The term was coined by British economist Guy Standing. He defined the precariat as a class deprived of 7 key labor guarantees, from stable income to professional growth. Now let's put it all together. Your main salary can't keep up with housing prices. That's killer number 1. You take out a loan to bridge that gap. That's killer number 2. And to service that debt, you take on a second unstable job with no guarantees. That's killer number 3. This isn't a series of misfortunes. It's a perfectly tuned systemic trap. This trap doesn't take money. It takes the cells of your body. The first casualty in this war is your sleep. 5 hours of sleep over a week reduces your cognitive functions to the level of someone under the influence of alcohol. Neuroscientist Matthew Walker calls this a silent pandemic. After just one night with 4 to 5 hours of sleep, the number of your immune killer cells, which fight cancer cells, drops by 70%. Next is the economics of cortisol. Constant stress from deadlines and financial scarcity keeps your body in fight or flight mode. The level of stress hormone is chronically elevated. This is a direct path to weight gain, heart problems, and type 2 diabetes. You're not just getting tired, you're burning an irreplaceable resource. Imagine your body as a car that's been driving with the gas pedal to the floor for years. Sooner or later, the engine will simply burn out. How scientific is this? On a scale of reliability, 10 out of 10. Hundreds of studies confirm a direct link between sleep deprivation, stress, and reduced lifespan. By working to survive today, you are literally taking years off your future. Finally, you lose what cannot be measured in blood tests. You have no time left for friends, family, hobbies. Life shrinks to a work-sleep-work cycle. This is social isolation. In terms of health harm, it's comparable to smoking 15 cigarettes a day. A study by Julianne Holt-Lundstad, encompassing 300,000 people, showed that isolation increases the risk of premature death by 50%. We pay for survival not only with our health, but with the very essence of human life, connections with others. And if you think this story is only about teachers and nurses, you are deeply mistaken. The illusion of a stable profession is crumbling. Marketers, IT specialists, lawyers, all are increasingly taking on project work on the side. This phenomenon has been named white-collar gigification. Companies have realized that the model perfected on couriers works perfectly well for professionals too. It provides access to on-demand talent without social obligations. The line between the middle class and the precariat is blurring before our eyes. Now let's add artificial intelligence to this equation. Many second jobs are routine, easily automatable. A taxi driver, Soon, self-driving cars, a copywriter. Neural networks already exist. This is a race for survival. You not only need to work more, but also constantly retrain so that your job doesn't simply disappear. According to World Economic Forum forecasts, AI will not replace humans but will dismember professions into tasks. It will automate routine. This means that the value of an employee who can only do one thing will tend towards zero. Let's conduct a thought experiment right now. Identify 3 key tasks in your job. Now imagine that an advanced AI performs 2 of them 80% as well as you do. Your value in the labor market after that changes irreversibly. This is no longer science fiction. This is the strategy of corporations for the next 5 years. The picture looks grim. Systemic problems, biological wear and tear, technological threats. It seems we are in a trap with no way out. But complete helplessness is also a trap. There are strategies that allow you, if not to break the system, then to build your personal bunker within it. And now I will give you a specific protocol. The protocol begins with a ruthless diagnosis. Step 1. A leakage audit. You must know where every dollar goes. Not approximately, but precisely. The goal is not to find what to save on, but where the poverty tax is hidden. This is a real term. It describes how the poor pay more for the same services. Predatory interest rates on credit cards due to poor history. Late fees. Buying groceries in smaller, more expensive packages. Your financial audit is a hunt for these hidden parasites. This is the first money you will reclaim without a single hour of overtime. Step 2. Hunt for asymmetry. Instead of selling even more of your time for pennies like in a rideshare, seek out skills where 1 hour of your work is worth 10 times more. This is an asymmetric rate. Stop selling time. Start selling unique results. A consultation in your area of expertise. The creation of a digital product. Mastering a niche. In-demand skill. Philosopher Nassim Taleb would call this anti-fragility. Linear income, where an hour equals X dollars, is fragile. Asymmetric income, where one effort can bring 100x or 0, is resilient. You do the work once, and it can sustain you for years. Step 3. The Freedom Fund. Your immediate goal is not to save for retirement. Your goal is to create an emergency fund covering 3 to 6 months of living expenses. This fund is your main defense against precarization. It gives you the right to say no to a toxic boss. It gives you time to retrain when AI automates your profession. This is not just money, it is power over your own life. In Silicon Valley, it's cynically but accurately called "fuck you money." It's not about wealth, it's about independence. It's the financial oxygen that allows you to surface when circumstances are drowning you and calmly choose where to swim next. But it's important to understand, all these steps are personal defense in a systemic war. They do not solve the problem globally. To blame an individual for not being able to climb out of a pit when the ground itself is shifting beneath their feet is cynicism. It's funny that the phrase "pull yourself up by your bootstraps" was originally used to describe an absurd, impossible action. Today, it has become a mantra of personal responsibility that ignores the fact that you are standing not on solid ground, but in the quicksand of a broken economic model. And this brings us to the main question, which goes beyond personal finance. Is the phenomenon of working poverty a temporary system glitch that can be fixed? Or is it a new cruel norm of capitalism, its inevitable evolution? Write just one word in the comments: glitch or evolution. Let's see what we truly expect from the future.